Hey guys, this is Connors from Gunroom.tv and I'm joined today by Ben Ducker, Mini Rifle and Shotgun Grandmaster, to talk a little bit about belt setups. Now we've got two belt setups on here. This is your full shotgun rig.
Yep.
This is your mini rifle rig with a pistol mag attached to demonstrate something we want to talk about a little bit later. Now something we were talking about earlier, which we wanted to tell you guys about, is actually the orientation of the magazines in your belt pouches.
So this is my shotgun rig. I shoot open division, so I use magazines for shotgun. For reference, this bit where the ramp is, that's where the round would sit. So when we say bullets facing forward, we're talking about this direction, so that's what's got to line up with the barrel. It can go into the pouch this way around. It can also just about fit, not very well in these particular pouches, but it can technically fit that way around. On the mini rifle it's more evident, so if I just quickly grab my mini rifle mag, so the bullet will go in this orientation. So when we say bullets forward, we're talking about that way, because that's got to line up with the barrel. So so on these pouches it will very easily fit this way, and it will also very easily fit that way. And I was at a match recently, chatting to one of the newer shooters, and he had his belt configured like this. And when he would shoot, and when he would reload, he would reach in like this. You can kind of see what this is doing to my arm to reach that magazine, to allow it to rotate my hand and achieve the proper orientation when it goes into the gun. And I said to him, does that not feel a bit awkward? And he said, yeah, but what else can I do? And so I made the point to him, well, if you just turn that around 180 degrees, you might find that to be easier. So what I'd suggest to people, if you're trying to find out what's going to work best for you, put the magazine in the gun, drop it out, and then bring your hand down to your belt naturally, and just see where the magazine ends up, because that's probably going to be a good start for which orientation you're going to want. So for most people, I think bullets facing backwards on a rifle mag is going to work, and you can see on my shotgun belt I do the same thing. So it'll be mounted onto my hip here, I'll bring it out, bring it straight up, bullets are facing forwards.
Yeah, and that's a little different to how you've got that pistol mag mounted, because that's actually mounted with the bullets facing forwards.
Yes, that is correct. So this is an airsoft mag, so it's empty, and you can see that this is where the bullets will come out. So that's going to be sort of facing forwards. You can see I've got it mounted, bullets facing forwards at the moment. So this is an airsoft pistol, which is unloaded. And so if I demonstrate again, if I just put the magazine into the gun, adopt a shooting position, and then kind of rewind that. So take the magazine out, bring my hand down to my belt, and then kind of see, well, where does my hand end up? And you can see you could either have possibly the bullets facing away from your body, or if I turn my hand this way, I could have the bullets facing forwards. It's quite awkward to get them around this way, to have the bullets facing backwards. So I think for most people it's going to make sense having the bullets facing forward. So when you do your reload, you're going to come in, index, and that's probably going to be the best way around. So yeah, it does depend on the platform. It does also, interestingly, depend on where the magazines are mounted on your body. So can I show you something interesting on my shotgun rig? So I've got all of my caddies on the left hand side, and the reason why I do that is because I like to have the consistency of placement. So if I just pop this on here, so my first mag for reload is going to be here, my second mag for reload is going to be there, third and the fourth. Most courses of fire I would tend only to need one or possibly two magazines, so I like to be able to reach to them all in the same place. There are some people that prefer to run their shotgun rig slightly differently. Some people run their initial load on the belt on the front. If the belt is, if the mag's located on the front, you probably want to have the bullets facing down, because as you draw it out and rotate your hand, that's going to allow the bullets to face forwards. However, if you have the magazine mounted on your back, some people also have a pouch on the back here, and you can see as you draw the mag there and bring it round, you're probably going to want the bullets to face downwards. So really the key thing to watch out for is, if the back of your hand is facing away from your body, you probably want the bullets facing backwards. But you can see when I get to here and now the back of the hand is facing towards the body, that's the bit where I now want the bullets facing forwards.
Cool. So you're saying that in a shotgun competition you're going to need to use one or two magazines off the hip there. But I can see you've got 4 pouches on there. Why is that?
So on some of the longer courses of fire for shotgun, what's the most amount of targets that we can have?
So it's 28 targets.
28 targets, and so open division I'll start with 10 plus 1. So standard division you'll start with 8 plus 1. So you're going to need to load in, how many that is? Was it 19 rounds. So 19 rounds, a standard division shooter, as long as they don't fumble a quad load and drop a load on the ground, they're probably only going to need to put 19 in if they hit everything. As an open division shooter, if I shoot 6 targets and then move to the next position, I have to reload. If I arrive there with a full mag of 10 plus 1 in the chamber, so I've arrived there with 11, shot 6 things, I've got 1 in the chamber now and 4 in the mag, I've got to do a reload because the next place is not going to be achievable with only the 5 rounds I have. So I dropped the mag, and I've actually dropped 4 rounds of my capacity onto the ground. So I've got 4 live rounds in a mag's now on the ground. So even though the stage may only require 28 rounds, because of the layout you may end up getting through more mags, because the time in a reload leads you to leaving live rounds in mags that are on the ground. So you might, in some circumstances, need more. Yeah.
So this is your mini rifle setup with
Yes.
an added pistol pouch.
Yes.
So you would only run 2 magazines
Yes.
in mini rifle. Why is that?
Yeah, so the main reason for that is down to capacity. So in open division shotgun, I can have 10 in the magazine, plus the 1 in the chamber, whereas for Ipsc mini rifle, I can have 30 rounds in the magazine, and 30 rounds in each subsequent magazine. So this means that I will need to reload much less frequently. So that lower frequency of reloading leads to less rounds on the ground, and so you don't need as much over capacity for mini rifle versus shotgun. Yeah.
So I can see you've only got 1 pouch on this belt here, but I'm assuming that's not how you'd run it
No,
in competition.
no, that's right.
How many pouches do you have for a pistol?
For pistol, for me, the way that I shoot pistol, I would normally have 4 pouches. That wouldn't include, or it might include my initial round, it depends on how long the stage is. Sometimes I might have 4 and they're all 4 loaded, and I might put my initial load in my pocket, just so I've got 4 for the stage.
So assuming you've got an extra magazine for your initial load, you're going to have 5 magazines for shotgun,
Yeah,
3 magazines for mini rifle,
Yeah.
and 5 magazines for pistol.
that is correct. Yeah.
So something interesting I've noticed about your mag pouches here, and it's something we've seen growing in popularity recently, is all of your magazine pouches are actually on drop holsters.
Yeah.
Why is that?
So it's really down to the size of the magazines and then my ergonomics. Essentially, I did, when I first started shooting open division shotgun, I had a different set of pouches and they were actually level with the belt. And so what that meant, if I simulate that, if I try and hold this mag pouch at the height it would be, I've got to lift my arm up quite high to sort of reach onto the part of the mag that I need to grab. Whereas if I put it into one of these pouches, which is dropped, I don't know how far that is, a few inches down, it means that my elbow doesn't need to come as high, and it's much easier, it's a much more natural movement to get my hand onto that magazine. And it's to a lesser extent with the rifle mag, with them being that much smaller, but it's the same principle. It just means you don't have to crank your arm up quite so high to get hold of them. Yeah.
Well, Ben, thank you very much for coming down
Pleasure.
and talking us through your belt setups. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It's been Connor from Gunroom.tv, and I hope to see you soon.